Big L was a rap prodigy from Harlem, gaining significant notoriety among underground hip-hop fans for his freestyle skills. Despite his short career and life, he is often mentioned among the greatest names in the genre. Before we continue with the video, subscribe to the Music Forever channel so you don't miss any content, and activate the notification bell to receive the videos. Thank you, and let's go. Lamont Coleman was born in Harlem, New York, on May 30, 1974, as the third and youngest child of Gilda Terry. His father, Charles Davie, left the family when he was still a child. Coleman had two brothers, Donald Coleman and Leroy Finacy, on his mother's side. During his childhood, Coleman was called Little L and Mon Mon. At the age of 12, he became a huge hip-hop fan and started practicing freestyle in his room with friends. Raised in the Harlem sector known as the Danger Zone, between 139th Street and Lenox Avenue, he faced the temptations of the streets. Instead of getting involved in street life, he chose rap as an outlet. In 1990, he formed a group called Three the Hard Way, which quickly disbanded due to the lack of enthusiasm from the members. The group consisted of Coleman, Doug Ring, and Rodney. After Rodney left, the group was renamed Two Hard Motherfuckers. During this period, people started referring to Coleman as Big L. In 1990, Big L met Lord Finesse at an autograph session in a record store. After a freestyle demonstration, Finesse and Big L exchanged phone numbers. Big L attended Julia Richmond High School. During this period, he participated in freestyle battles in his hometown. In an interview, he stated that at first, he battled everyone on the corners, rhymed in the hallways, and with his friends. He finally graduated in 1992. That year, Big L appeared on Yo MTV Raps with Lord Finesse to promote Finesse's album, Return of the Funky Man, where Big L made his first professional appearance on the remix of Yes You May. He also appeared on Showbiz and AG's album Runaway Slave on the song Represent. That same year, he won an amateur freestyle battle with 1,000 or 2,000 participants, organized by Nubian Productions. In 1993, he signed with Columbia Records. Around this time, he dreamed of the hip-hop collective Diggin' in the Crates crew, composed of Lord Finesse, Diamond D, OC, Fat Joe, Buck Wild, Showbiz, and AG. While at Columbia Records, he released his first promotional single, Devil's Son, a horrorcore track that was quickly banned from radios due to its lyrics. Big L, about 18 at the time, stated that he wrote the song because he was a fan of horror movies and the scary things he saw in Harlem, putting everything together into a rhyme. Hardcore lyrics made for the fans, not for the radio. Big L stood out as one of the kings of the underground. In 1994, he released his second single and the radio version of Put It On, followed by a music video a few months later. In February 1995, Big L did a freestyle with Jay-Z on the Stretch Armstrong and Bobbito show. At that time, Jay-Z was not yet known, while Big L was about to release his debut album. They recorded an almost 10-minute freestyle, alternating verses, which became iconic. In March 1995, Big L released his debut album, Lifestyles Ov de Poor and Dangerous, which debuted at number 149 on the Billboard 200. It included the single Put It On, as well as the singles MVP and No Ends, No Skins. Although the album was commercially overlooked, it was critically acclaimed, with the Source magazine giving it 4 mics. The album was considered a lyrical masterpiece and an underground success. In 1996, Big L left Columbia Records, mainly due to creative differences between his rap style and the label's production. He said he was surrounded by people who didn't really know his music. In 1997, he began working on his second album and appeared on OC's single Dangerous for OC's second album. Big L was rising in the rap scene. He and the group Deets were showcasing their lyrical skills on a whole new level. Shows in Europe and Japan demonstrated that Big L and Deets were now worldwide, ready to become stars. In 1998, after parting ways with Columbia Records, Big L decided to pursue a solo career and founded his own independent label, Flamboyant Entertainment. There, he released the single Ebonics, an analysis of street jargon, which was making waves and drawing attention to Big L. The Source magazine ranked it as one of the top 5 independent singles of the year. Big L soon caught the attention of Damon Dash, CEO of Rockefeller Records, who already knew him from a legendary battle between Jay-Z and Big L years before, which was not recorded. After the release of Ebonics, Dash wanted to sign Big L, but he wanted his group to be signed as well. In early February 1999, Big L began the process of signing with Rockefeller along with his group, called the Wolfpack. Unfortunately, his success was cut short on the night of February 15, 1999, when Big L was murdered in his hometown of Harlem, receiving 9 shots to the face and chest in a drive-by shooting. He was only 24 years old. The murder case remains officially unsolved, but the main suspect was Gerard Woodley, a childhood friend of Big L, who was arrested 3 months later for the crime but released due to lack of evidence. Woodley appears on the back cover of Big L's debut album. The motive for the murder is unclear, but in the book The Love Bug, titled Ethylene, The Rise and Fall of the NFL Team on 139th Street, it is said that Big L's older brother hired someone while in prison to kill Woodley and asked Big L to identify the targets for the hitman. About a week before Big L's murder, Woodley escaped an assassination attempt, and since Big L had been seen several times with the hitman days before, Woodley assumed he was involved. In June 2016, Woodley was shot and killed in Harlem, on the same street where Big L was murdered 17 years earlier. After Big L's death, his posthumous album The Big Picture was released the following year, featuring appearances by Fat Joe, Guru, Kool G Rap, Big Daddy Kane, and the late Tupac Shakur, among others. Half of the album was completed before his death and the other half afterward. This album received more respect in terms of sales and popularity, being certified gold. In 2010, 2 posthumous albums were released, 139 and Lenox and Return of the Devil's Son. In 2012, a documentary titled Street Struck, The Big L Story was scheduled to be released, directed by a childhood friend and independent film director. A trailer was released in 2009, but to this day the documentary has not been released. Big L is considered one of the best lyricists of all time, a rapper with great skill and imagination for composing. He was able to compete on equal terms with any opponent, being a lyrical master with a vast repertoire to humiliate his adversaries. Many hip-hop artists refer to Big L as a legend, not for being famous, but for his lyrical skills. Sometimes, someone can become legendary for their fame, but Big L became legendary for his skill. Sometimes, what someone says and how they say it can be legendary. Big L is an example of that. If he were alive today, many of today's MCs wouldn't be able to match him. He was one of the best rappers in history. Well, the video has come to an end. If you liked it, subscribe to the channel and leave a like to support our work. We're leaving another video for you about the famous record label Death Row Records. The video is complete, watch it to understand the whole story. See you in the next video.